Navy SEALs are known as the toughest men on the planet, forged through some of the most brutal training in the world. But before they can even set foot in their legendary training, every aspiring SEAL must pass a grueling test known as a Navy SEAL Fitness Test, or PST. It's so challenging that less than 1% of the population is capable of passing it. But here's the twist. I'm attempting this test with zero specific training, and I can't even remember the last time I swam or did endurance running. So do I have what it takes to beat their insane standards and survive this challenge? We're about to find out. For the first challenge, we have what's known as the running test, which will be the first of a series of 5 challenges that each get progressively harder, building up to the final one, which is by far the toughest. And the requirements for the first one are simple. Run 1.5 miles in 10 minutes and 30 seconds or faster. Let's go. We are fired up and extremely nervous. Let's get this going. Absolutely locked in, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't run like at a distance like this in a while, so I wonder what pace I'm actually going to be running at. This will be very interesting. It's also a terrible sign when you start your smartwatch, the one I'm using to track, and it tells you that you should rest today because of how exhausted and badly rested your body is. So let's go. I'm only a quarter of a mile in. My heart rate is close to 170. It's almost maxing out. I am exhausted. My legs are already burning, but we are trying to move as fast as we can. So, let's go. Let's go. Our breathing is an absolute mess. I'm trying to control it, but there's no controlling this. Who's gonna carry the boats? We are.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs? That's you, buddy. Come on.
I am halfway done with this challenge, and I'm still exhausted. Oh, my heart rate is officially at 180. Just absolutely maxing out, but we persevere. Actually holding pretty good pace. So let's see if we can actually beat this challenge. I can't breathe. Okay, bye. Just a half mile left. Heart rate is close to 190. I can't be good. And this still doesn't compare to the last challenge, which is by far the hardest. Now, onto the final stretch. See if we can.
Who's one more to carry the boats? You don't know me, son. Get it. 18. You don't know me, son. Get it. 19. You don't know me, son. Yeah.
Oh my God. That was so hard. I'm so tired. Heart rate is vibrating right now, beating out of my chest. That was way harder than I expected. I had an average pace of 6 minutes and 39 seconds per mile with an average heart rate of 173, which is very worrisome. And I finished in 9 minutes and 59 seconds. Unfortunately, I didn't beat the competitive standard. I feel like if I would have hit it, I probably would have had a heart attack because my heart is currently vibrating in my chest right now. All right, let's get out of here and go to the next challenge. Challenge number 2 is a push-up test where I must complete 100 push-ups in 2 minutes in order to beat the competitive standard and pass this test. That's a lot of push-ups. I don't know if I'm gonna hit that. I hope I'm gonna hit that. I'm hoping for just as many as I can. Am I nervous? Am I a little nervous? Yes. Yes, I am. Let's get it going. Right off the bat, my strategy is simple. Do as many push-ups as possible, rest for 5 seconds, and repeat until the timer runs out. At first, I'm ripping through these. The first 50 push-ups fly by, and I'm feeling super confident. But then the fatigue kicks in much earlier than I expected. With every rep, my arms feel heavier, and by the time I hit 60, even cranking out 10 push-ups in a row becomes a struggle. At this point, I have 40 left to go, and it's starting to feel out of reach. When I hit 80 push-ups, I looked at the clock, and I only had 25 seconds left. And my form is slipping, and my chest is getting lit up, and I'm losing confidence that I'm gonna be able to finish this. But it's the final stretch. With just 10 seconds left, I still have 10 push-ups to go. Every rep is a struggle, but somehow, just as the timer hits 2 minutes, I lock out my final push-up. Oh, did I hit that? Oh my gosh, I think I hit that. It's so hard to do because you just have no rest whatsoever. 100 push-ups in 2 minutes. Let's go to the next challenge. Next up is a pull-up test where I must complete 25 pull-ups without letting go of the bar or touching the ground in order to beat the competitive standard. So it's pretty much doing as many as you can at once. My goal is simple, hit 25 without falling off. So I grab the bar and right away I'm cranking out reps. The first 10 feel smooth and I'm thinking this might actually be easier than I expected. But then the fatigue sets in, and by the 15th rep, my grip is getting weaker and every pull-up feels heavier. My back is burning and I still have 10 more to go. At 20 reps, it feels like my back could give out at any moment
I'm doing anything I can to keep moving because I know if I stop to rest, there's no shot in getting back up. In the final 5 reps are brutal. My grip is slipping and my form is barely holding together, but somehow, just as my arms are about to give out, I lock out my 25th rep.
Oh, that is 25 pull-ups. Oh. Was I cheating on those last reps? No, absolutely not. I was not cheating. Maybe a little, no. Oh, 25 pull-ups. We have beat this challenge. And I'm 6'3", so don't just think that because I use a stool, I'm not extremely tall. That just means that this pull-up bar is at least 10 feet off the ground. I'm not a short king, I'm a tall king. I'm a tall one.
Next up is the sit-up test where I need to complete 80 sit-ups in under 2 minutes to meet the competitive standard.
Only thing I'm thinking about right now is David Goggins screaming in my ear. Let's use that as a little bit of fuel.
And out of all the challenges, I feel the most confident about this one. It seems like the easiest test on the list. And for the first 40 reps, I'm cruising at a steady pace, feeling very in control. But then I glance at the timer and realize I've made a huge mistake. I am going way too slow, like way too slow. And if I don't pick it up right now, there's no chance I'll hit the 80 in time. So I start panicking and cranking out sit-ups as fast as I can. It is not pretty. I'm practically throwing myself up with momentum, using my arms like I'm trying to catapult myself in the air, but it's working, sort of. With the clock ticking down, I am racing against time. Every rep is messy, chaotic, and barely controlled, but I can't stop now. As the timer beeps, I hit my final rep at 80 sit-ups, barely making it. It was not graceful, but I hit the number. A win's a win. But I can't celebrate just yet because up next is the hardest challenge of them all.
The last like 20 to 30 reps were a little sus. I was trying to use as much momentum as possible, and yeah, that's it. I don't know what I was gonna say. We officially beat this challenge, not with flying colors, but now on to the final and hardest challenge of the entire Navy SEAL fitness test. I'm extremely nervous for this. I have absolutely zero confidence I'm gonna beat this one.
And now for the hardest challenge of the entire Navy SEAL fitness test, we have the swimming test, where I must swim 500 yards using breaststroke in under 12 minutes and 30 seconds.
I have no confidence I'm gonna be able to hit this because I know how to swim, but I'm not a swimmer. You know what I mean? I will say though, I did bring a secret weapon I think will dramatically increase my chances of beating this, and I'm holding it behind my body right now. I brought goggles, so this is gonna be a massive help. I think this will really increase my odds just so I know where I'm going. These are a little tight. I think we may have a little issue that I am just now realizing. You see, inside the pool I have a little thermometer, a little whale thermometer, and the water is currently at 46 degrees. That is a cold plunge. This is literally a cold plunge, which is not good at all. This just got a lot harder. I'm gonna be freezing. I'm gonna be literally freezing. I'm so cooked. Because this water is 46 degrees and absolutely freezing, I'm probably gonna slowly ease into the water so that I get acclimated before I start swimming. Oh my God, that is freezing. That is, that is so cold. Wow. My goal is to swim 500 yards in breaststroke for time. There is no shot I'm hitting this. I might get hypothermia. I can't breathe.
And as soon as I start swimming, my skin is burning and I can barely control my breathing because of how cold it is.
Oh my God. I'm literally in pain. Oh, there is no shot I'm doing that. Absolutely not. That was absolutely not possible. I was in extreme pain. There is no way I was doing that. I'm in so much pain right now. I'm literally shivering. Oh, this is so cold. I keep having to get out because of how painful it is. Oh, I'm literally shivering.
Having to keep getting out of the water is costing me valuable time, and every second I'm out makes it even harder to hit the 12:30 mark.
Who's gonna carry the boats? I am. Let's go.
And I'm fighting the cold just as much as the clock.
I keep having to stop because of how much I'm shivering and how cold I am. I will say though, this is probably a lot more realistic and close to what the Navy SEALs actually do, just because they regularly swim in freezing water and not a warm pool. Let's get back to it. My skin is almost completely numb. Hopefully I don't get hypothermia. That would not be good. Now I'm getting like waves of warmth through my body. I think I'm just so beyond cold that I'm literally getting like waves of warmth.
Because my skin was completely numb by this point, I was able to hit a little rhythm and finally make some solid progress. but not for long.
I'm struggling to move my mouth. I feel absolutely wired right now. Walked in the final stretch. Let's go.
They outnumber me, son. Get it. 18. They outnumber me, son. Get it.
My entire body is numb and I have been shivering this entire time. I thought this pool was gonna be cold, but I had no idea it was gonna be this cold. How is a pool 46 degrees when it's like close to 80 degrees outside? I don't know how I don't have hypothermia. If I had to imagine what hypothermia feels like, it's this. It's hard to move my mouth. For a 500-yard swim, the minimum passing time was 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And I swam 300 yards in 12 minutes and 30 seconds. So I failed this challenge. The biggest issue was that the water was so cold that at the beginning, I kept having to get out or stop just because of how much pain I was in. So I kept having to stop at the beginning. And it wasn't until the second half of the challenge where I was able to like consistently swim. So I was only able to do 300 yards in 12 and a half minutes. So I'm so cold. We failed this last challenge, unfortunately, but we did give it our best shot. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for my next video.